Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This right here is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I have been doing for almost 100 weeks on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. During this show, we attempt to do a couple of things. We talk about some news and we talk about some current events. I give you a preview of all of the content that is going to be coming out from my channel over the course of the week. We have an engaging, interactive discussion. I also give away a really cool slab. And like I said, we've been doing this show on an ongoing basis, thanks to the tremendous support from the folks over at Go Collect, who put me in a position every single week to be able to give away some really awesome books back to the comic book community. And I will tell you that this week, we are going to be giving away a lot of stuff. My goal is to give away a lot of stuff over the course of this week, thanks to members of the comic book community itself. I have received so much stuff from people over like the last couple of weeks that I have to work hard to get rid of this stuff and to give it back to you guys. So I definitely want to encourage you to stay tuned to all of the live streams, all of the videos that happen over the course of this week, because I am randomly going to be giving stuff away. I'm going to tell you that right now. If their video goes up, you want to watch the video, you want to comment on the video, you want to watch the live streams, because I am going to do my best to give away a lot of stuff. And you will see a preview of the stuff that I'm going to be giving away in one of the videos that I'm going to be releasing from the channel this week. I will preview a lot of the stuff that has been given to me by the very generous comic book community that supports this channel. Over the course of this live stream right here, we are going to do a couple of things. We are going to spend our time talking about some current events and some news specifically related to Rob Liefeld. There's some news out there around Michael Turner. And I will tell you that I have said this before, that we are really, in my opinion, in a golden age of comics, given all of the movies and the streaming services and the TV shows and the really great comics that continue to pour out of not just the big comic book publishers, but also from the independents as well. And the two articles that we're going to talk about related to Rob Liefeld and Michael Turner are a continuation of my thoughts around why we are in a golden age. And one of the other things I want to tell you guys about before we get to those agenda items, I want to definitely encourage you guys to head over to Comic Tom 101. I was invited a few days ago to participate in Comic Tom's top 10 most trending comics video. And I did the second book of the week that had increased some crazy percent. And I definitely want to encourage you guys to head over to Comic Tom 101's channel to check out that video. I was joined in that video not just by Comic Tom and Russ, but by Jim Mint, who recently hit 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube machine, and also Jim's Comics. And what's crazy is that I watched both Jim Mint and Jim's Comics before I started my own channel. So I watched these guys years ago before I even did my own thing. And I also started my channel within a week or so of Comic Tom actually launching his channel. So to be in a video with these guys was really awesome for me. And so I definitely want to encourage you guys to check that out. Maybe we can get Comic Tom to make some magic happen so I can appear on a regular basis, but we shall see how it all plays out. With that said, let me say hello to some comic book soldiers that have joined me on this Sunday night, and then we are going to get to our agenda. So you guys were having a robust conversation in here, but I see Pretty Fly for a Filipino guy. It is good to see you. Dave B is in the house, brother. How you doing? Matthew is in here. My man Alan, it's good to see you. It is good to see you. He says hi. Oh, he's talking to climbing. It's good to see you, my friend. My man Jerry is in the house. My man Joe is here. Sean is here. Chuck is in the house. Wes is in here. The OG Blue Wrench. Tina is in the house. It's good to see you, my friend. Daniel is in here. Another Blue Wrench. Matt Woods is in here. It's good to see you, my friend. And yes, I did indeed show some Conan on my on the Instagram machine earlier today. It is the cover to Marvel Mania. I think that's what it is. I think it's Marvel Mania. It was a fan magazine back in the day, and on there featured the artwork from Conan 1. And for the life of me at the moment, I cannot remember if it is the original Conan artwork or whether it is the revised Conan artwork, because I do believe that with that Conan cover, Barry Windsor Smith did it, but I want to say that the inker went back and redid a section or two of that cover. It's been a while since I dug into that one, but I do believe that to be true. Scrolling through the names here, Quest Dog is in the house. It's good to see you. My Canadian brother, Rush Diehard, is in here. And again, I want to thank everybody for taking a little bit of time out of their Sunday night to join me for this show. And I definitely want to encourage you to go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because it actually allows you to not only not miss out. That's like a double negative, to not miss out on the content that comes out from the channel, but it also makes you eligible for the giveaways that I do every single week, again, sponsored by my friends over at Go Collect. And we have a pretty cool book that I'm going to be giving away tonight. And then I'm also going to show you the next week, this upcoming week's book that I'm going to be releasing to you guys as well. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead. I need to make my screen a little bit larger so that I can actually see it. And then I'm going to jump into this first item. And so we discussed Rob Liefeld, I want to say just on Wednesday on the Comics Today show. We talked about the fact that Marvel had tapped Rob Liefeld to do 30 covers to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Deadpool. And then just a few days ago, some news dropped that Rob Liefeld is actually teaming up with Archie Comics. And he is teaming up with Archie Comics to basically bring back their superhero universe, starting with the Shield and the Mighty Crusaders in 2021. Now, I believe that I actually showed you guys the Mighty Crusaders in one of my obscure videos a couple of months ago. And I was talking about the Shields and the Fly and the Jaguar. Those were some of the characters that were right on the cover of this thing. And when I talked about it, it was actually within the context of, I think it was Red Circle. I think Red Circle at one point in time had the rights to the Mighty Crusaders. And now it appears that those rights at some point were actually acquired by Archie. And the Shield, I want to say, I don't know who owned that one. That is like, I think, a golden age book or character. And I don't know who owned that one. Maybe somebody in the comments in the chat knows that one, but I need to dig into the details of that. But nevertheless, we now know that Rob is going to help reboot Archie's Comics' superhero universe. And you can see here one of the characters. I don't know exactly who this character is. I really don't know who that is, but it looks like, honestly, if you look at it, it looks a little bit like the mask and the uniform from X-Force when Rob was actually working on that. So Rob Liefeld has signed on to reimagine Archie's Comics superhero universe in a new 2021 series titled Mighty Crusaders. He says, I've been chomping at the bit to work with the folks at Archie to do something with these legendary characters. The Shield is the first patriotic comic book icon predating Captain America. These are the original comic book superheroes with a glorious history behind them. I'm so psyched to tell this story and turn my fans on to these characters. And you can see here the Mighty Crusaders will be comprised of the Shield, as well as the Comet, the Jaguar, Fly Girl, and more. Scrolling through some of the article here, Archie Comics is framing Liefeld's Mighty Crusader project as an important, vital first step towards reintroducing Archie's essential superhero IP to a modern readership and viewership. Now, the way that I am reading this, is that Archie is about to make some moves. And I say that because if you look what is happening right now in comics, if anybody has any intellectual property that is tied to a comic book, it is a hot commodity right now. You see people signing deals and properties being optioned by creators to Netflix and Amazon and anyone else that has the ability to cut checks. And Archie is sitting on a rich history of intellectual property, and they are going to try to cash in on this opportunity. And so it makes sense that they try to revamp some of this stuff. They bring these characters back because there is a lot of money to be made, you know, and I don't know. I don't think I've ever read any of the comics from Red Circle featuring the Mighty Crusaders or the Shield. I am now intrigued to actually read some of this stuff and to go digging in the collection again to see if I can pull those books out, because now I feel like I should absolutely take a look at them, especially if there is some magic that's going to be made here with bringing these characters back and refreshing them. But what's interesting is that, again, to my earlier point, we see a lot of these deals happening. We've seen a lot of excitement. I think it was with Paramount and the deal that they were working on with Atlas Comics. If you guys remember that from 6 months ago or so, we've seen Rob Liefeld have his deal for his universe at Netflix, and that came and went. We see Miller Worlds kind of standing up and some things happening out of there. And of course, the Marvel, the DC, we see Image is doing, well, Image's creators are doing a lot of things. If someone has some intellectual property, they are digging in the crates to try to make some magic happen with this thing. So let me look at the chat real quick. What is this? There you go. I have Archie versus Punisher. Deadpool kills the Archie universe. Sith Lord, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. I have never read one Archie, brother. I have several bins of Archie, and I have never read an Archie. My name is incorrectly spelled on many of them with Regie, Regggie, and I still have not read any of those. Let me see. I'm scrolling through some of the comments here. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Crypt Keeper says that looked like Cable's brother Cord. Oh my goodness, you guys are hilarious. Well done. Don't get me thumbs down on my video. That's all I'm saying to you, because people, man, you talk about Rob Liefeld, man. I think the word spreads with those Rob Liefeld fans. Let me see. So let me go back to this article real quick. One of the folks over there, I don't even know who this, he's the co-president. He says Rob's work has always been dynamic in terms of storytelling, action, character, and style. One of my earliest comic book memories was picking up a copy of X-Force #1 and being completely enamored. So very good stuff right there. You can see I'm thinking the shield right here, given the large patriotic shield that he has on his chest. And this is actually some artwork that was released. There's no lettering or anything like that, but you can see that this is definitely Rob Liefeld stuff. There's some action here, shot similar to him, some shoulder pads on over here. So you can definitely tell the face. This is definitely Rob's work. So let me scroll through these things, give a good look at the shields right here. And nice action shots, man, to be completely honest about that. A couple of cool things. And here's the guy. I don't know who this guy is, to be honest with you. It doesn't give us any indication who he is, but he could be. It could be Cable's long lost brother right there. No doubt about that one, aka Cord, according to somebody in the chat. What does this say? I think that's relatively straightforward. So Archie Comics hasn't shared any details on the Mighty Crusaders story or release date. But again, the fact that we are actually seeing some artwork says that this thing is already underway, and potentially we will see it at some point in early 2021. So shout out to Rob Liefeld for making some magic happen. Good to see Archie stepping their game up and getting back into the superhero game. And what's cool is I didn't even know that they actually had those properties. a lot of times when I'm going through my collection and I'm finding all of these obscure books, from First Comics or Pacific Comics or Red Circle or Texas Comics or any of the other publishers that I identify, I just assume that a lot of these properties have basically, gone away or gone stagnant. And so it was pretty cool to see that Red Circle, who had the Mighty Crusaders at one point, clearly sold their intellectual property to Archie, or the company was acquired or something like that. These characters are not dead. So that's actually pretty cool. So maybe not so obscure anymore is maybe what we have to start calling this thing. You guys are hilarious. Oh my goodness. What does it say? Skeeter says reboots can be awesome and bring new options for some good reads. There you go, man. You guys are straight comedy tonight. So if anybody came in a little bit late, we just talked a little bit about Rob Liefeld and him teaming up with Archie Comics to reboot their superhero universe in the form of the Mighty Crusaders. I can tell you that the first appearance of the Shield, who I think goes back to the Golden Age, that book is not exactly a cheap book. And I want to say his first appearance might have been in like Pep Comics. But don't hold me to that because I could have completely made that up. Well, there you go. So it is. He appeared in Pep Comics issue number 1, the first appearance and origin of the Shield, the United States' first patriotic hero. It's also the first appearance and origin of the Comet, the first superhero character to die in the line of duty. In this book, I don't know when it dropped, but it is clearly a Golden Age book at 10 cents. Shout out to Key Collector app for keeping me in the know with some of this stuff. But that is Pep Comics right there. And again, Rob did he definitely paid a nice homage to the original character with the way that he looks right there. So that's pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to reading it. To be honest with you, I will check that out because of the historical significance of the characters and also my tie to them, because again, I have some of these books. And I will tell you that it appeared when I glanced at it that the Mighty Crusaders have bounced around to several different publishers. So if you're thinking about this thing from a speculative standpoint, I can give you no advice because, to be honest with you, I don't even know where you would begin. But I'll definitely allow you guys to decide if those are waters that you wanna step into. So let me see what else you guys are talking about. There you go. Archie owns the characters. There you go. Who is that? Joey. Joey's dropping some knowledge up in here. Red Circle is an imprint of Archie, he says. There we go. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. I am not laughing at you, Joey. I am laughing at the various comments that are before and after your comment. Oh my goodness. Let me see. So Sean's asking a question. He said he saw that there is a new book, Gung Ho book called Gung Ho Sexy Beast. And he asked him about doing the cover. I'm not. I actually knew about that book. Maybe 4 months ago. I want to say right when my cover was basically done. They gave me a heads up that Sexy Beast was going to be coming back because Gung Ho basically ended. And no, I don't think that I'm going to be doing another cover of Sexy Beast. My thing is this, like I want to, and I say this all the time, like I want to do things when it actually makes sense. And we've kind of done it. We've kind of done it with Gung Ho. We did the homage to Amazing Spider-Man 110. I'm kind of done with that. And I don't want to keep just releasing variant cover after variant cover with no real connection to it, so no, I won't be doing one. And I think you guys get that. I think you guys get the rationale behind some of that stuff. There we go. So Matt Stern, you guys are dropping some knowledge. So Red Circle is the name of the publisher launched in 1973 that handled Archie superhero content, including the Mighty Crusaders, a team that included the hero Black Hood. There we go. You guys are doing some really good cut and pasting from. I'm joking. No, seriously. Thank you guys for doing the research. I definitely appreciate that. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble. I don't need any trouble from Rob Liefeld or Rob Liefeld people. We like Rob Liefeld. Okay, let's just say it. We like Rob Liefeld. And my man is trying to get me, Lee Atkins is trying to get me to listen to the podcast, because I actually made people aware that Rob had this podcast, and I haven't listened to it, to be honest with you. But I think several people, including Lee, have. And Lee's like, Lee says that he's not a fan of Rob Liefeld, but is actually enjoying his podcast. He said that he's dropping a lot of really great knowledge on the podcast. So at some point I will potentially check it out, but not today, All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about, and again, if you guys are coming in late, basically the theme of this thing is the fact that, in my opinion, we are in a golden age of comics. And we spoke a little bit about Rob Liefeld doing his thing with Archie Comics, because they have this intellectual property. They have this rich history that they're trying to bring back to cash in on. And I absolutely respect it. And in that same vein, there was a project that was started back in 2018 that we are getting closer and closer to seeing come to reality. And it is specifically around the late Michael Turner and in his intellectual property potentially coming to a screen as well. So this is Mythos Studios plans to bring Michael Turner's universe to the screen. And this news just came out a few short days ago. And so this guy, David, was actually the chairman of Marvel Studios, left Marvel Studios, and he and another guy teamed up and they bought a 50% stake in what, I can't remember the name of the company here, on Aspen Comics. They brought a 50% stake at Mythos, did a 50% stake in Aspen Comics, which was Michael Turner's company. And basically what they've been doing is working to bring to the screen some animated films featuring Michael Turner's work. And so basically what these guys have done is according to this article, which actually came out in the Hollywood Reporter, they have spent most of 2020 reading scripts and finishing scripts and making magic happen. So Mythos has used 2020 finishing scripts and collaborating on visual development with the Turnerverse directors. And the directors are named there, and they're actually working on these films. And so one of the guys is quoted here as saying, it will be really fun to see these movies and once a year be able to go into Michael Turner's worlds. And he says that's a dream, is for them to be able to release these movies on a regular and consistent basis. And they highlight here that Mythos is currently zeroing in on an actress to actually voice Fathom. And so we're going to see whether this thing is actually going to happen at some point down the road. And this guy, again, he has a little bit of a track record here for bringing movies out. Again, considering that he was one of the people that helped to get Marvel Studios up and running, the guy has a little bit of a track record. And you can see here on screen some of the various characters that Michael Turner has created. And in my opinion, whenever you see some Michael Turner artwork, you almost always know that it's Michael Turner. You know, there's something about it, something about his pencils where it just stands out at you. And if you're flipping through books, you kind of have to stop. Similar to like a Kirby, in my opinion. It's different. It's different. It's engaging. It captures your attention. And so it'll be interesting to kind of see how they do this, because they're doing animation. And what they're basically saying is that when you see any of these animated films featuring Michael Turner's work, you're going to know that it's Michael Turner. And so I'm guessing that they're going to have people doing the animations in his style, so that it basically carries through. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how that all passes through. So yes, he did. He did pass away. I don't know. I think he passed away of cancer of some sort. And I want to say the dude was relatively young, and I'm certain that somebody will actually jump up in the comment section, but I want to say he was like in his 40s or something like that when he passed away. So the Almighty Liger King says he never read Fathom. Neither have I, to be honest with you. But I don't know if you guys pay attention. One of the books that we actually give away whenever someone wins the Go Collect giveaway is a copy of Soulfire. It's an exclusive variant from Go Collect, Soulfire. That is actually a Michael Turner comic that we are giving away with every single issue, or every single giveaway that we do. So scrolling through some of the comments here, I just lost it. There we go. We're back. Turner had a way with the eyes. Yes, indeed. I think his Supergirl is incredible. And what I'll tell you, one of the things that I've secretly been doing in my 100K collection is pulling out all of the Michael Turner books. And I'm actually at some point going to do a video on all of the Michael Turner books that I've actually found in the collection, because there are a lot of them. And so I basically have a list of all the books that Michael, or the covers that Michael Turner did. And I'm constantly pulling these books out, trying to pull it together across Marvel and DC. He has a ton of covers for these guys. So there you go. That's, I don't know if it was bone cancer, but if it was, that is just brutal, man. I know that it was cancer for sure. Scrolling through some of the comments here, scrolling, seeing what you guys are talking about. Passed away in 2008, far too young. Well said. Jerry says he has Fathom 1 through 6. What I don't know, and maybe you guys can help me with this, is that I actually have some Fathom in my collection, and I want to say it's from Comico, but I don't think that Michael Turner's Fathom from Aspen is the same as the Comico Fathom. Both of them deal with water, but I don't think that they're the same. So if someone knows that, I'm definitely going to be interested in hearing those comments. TJ Slabdragon is in here. He says, Michael Turner, never heard of him. You probably need to just turn around in your chair and look at that 6-foot stack right behind you. You probably have it sitting right behind you, my brother. Turner created some great covers and interiors for Superman. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And his Flash is solid. I have some of those. I dig his Fantastic Four and how he did Sue Storm and the thing. I mean, the dude is just talented. He is. I had an opportunity to see some of his pencil work at a friend's house more than a year ago. They had a couple of pages of Michael Turner's work. Just delicate. Like delicate and intricate is probably the best way that I can describe it, because it was just pencil. There was no inks, no colors, just delicate lines full of just every little detail was there in his work. And it was fantastic. I don't know how much time that dude spent on this stuff, but he went deep. Bayou Boy says he co-created Witchblade. Yes, indeed. People loved that show, or that comic back in the day. And I think they also made a show out of it too, I want to say. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Okay, I think I am all caught up. The character design for the DC animated movie Batman Superman Most Wanted was based on his design. There you go. Fathom from Comico was a character. Fathom from Aspen was a title. Yes, I do know that. But what I'm saying is, are they still the same? Because if you look at Comico's Fathom, it was a woman who was in water, and Fathom, which is the title, is a marine biologist who is in water. And so I'm trying to figure out if there's any connection between those two, or if they are completely separate and different. That's what I'm trying to get to. Scrolling through, see what I missed. I have a complete run of Witchblade. Wow. There you go. All right, cool. So good stuff. So again, just wanted to bring you guys just a little bit of some of the news that has popped up for me. And those were the two big things that, again, caught me off guard to see that Archie is bringing back their superhero universe. I thought that was pretty cool. And Michael Turner is just an incredibly talented creator who, as you guys have already said, died too soon, and certainly did not know this little tidbit right here, but definitely died too soon, especially if you consider that he didn't draw anything until 21, and I think he passed away in his 40s. He got a lot done for a very short period of time, died in 2008 from bone cancer, says Brandon. There you go. Definitely appreciate all of you guys filling in some of the details. Great deal of knowledge out there in the comic book community. So I'm definitely appreciative of all of you guys. As again, another reminder, if you guys haven't checked out Comic Tom's top 10 most trending video, if you do watch that video, which I think has been viewed by 10,000 people at this point, or at least 10,000 views, who knows how many people, you may see, if you watch it, a familiar face at the number 2 spot. This face right here. Check it out if you guys get a chance. Shout out to Comic Tom, Jim Mint, Jim's Comics, and Russ. Shout out to all those guys. All right, so let me give you guys a quick rundown of some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. We are, of course, going to be releasing a podcast and also a blog post or two over the course of this week. The podcast is going to be coming out on Monday at 7 a.m. The blog post, the main blog post from my man Doug, is going to be dropping on Wednesday at 7 a.m. And then I may release an extra blog post as well, some things that I've kind of put together. So definitely stay tuned for those things. We're also going to release a couple of videos over the course of this week, as we always do at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday. One of those videos is actually a little bit of a how-to video. And I want to do this video because whenever I am perusing the eBay machine, I'm always noticing super poor photos that people take in an attempt to sell their comics. And I also sometimes see poor photos on Instagram. And so what I wanted to do was to put together a video that I think might help people if they're trying to take better photos of their comics for the purpose of trying to sell them or for the purpose of trying to share them with their friends. So there is a video that's going to be coming out, how to take better pictures of your comics. So that will come out at some point over the course of this week. I'm also going to be releasing a video, another 5 things. You know, I've been doing these videos, 5 tips of some sort. This one is going to be 5 tips for selling comics. So we're going to talk about how to sell comics and then how to take pictures if you're trying to sell comics. See how I connected those dots? And then we're also going to do a massive AOK/Christmas unboxing. And you do not want to miss this video. It is literally a massive unboxing. That video is going to be coming out, and you want to watch that video because I'm actually going to be giving away the vast majority of that stuff that is actually seen in that video. The vast majority of that stuff will be given away. Some of that stuff has already been mailed out to some people that won some giveaways over the last couple of days simply for watching videos, answering trivia questions, etc., etc. Some of these things are already on the way. Shout out to those folks, including my man Milt, who provided me with some of these great items to pass back to the comic book community. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to watch the videos, watch the live streams, comment on the videos, because you want to comment on the videos. That's what I'm saying to you. And then we're also going to do Comics Today. We are going to do a live Comics Today video on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that will happen on Wednesday. Hopefully you guys can join me for that. And I will tell you that, again, we're probably going to be giving away some stuff during the show. So you definitely want to watch the live show, because there will be hopefully some freebies that are going to be thrown out to folks during that one. So you don't want to miss it. All right. So I think that that's pretty much the rundown. Let me scroll through the comments here. Ed is over in Canada. How you doing, brother? It is good to see you. Scrolling through some of the comments here, thank you, Gerald. I definitely appreciate that, brother. The five tips video, I enjoy doing it, right? Because it allows me to cover a lot very quickly. Because the other part of it, in many ways, there are longer form videos on the channel that go into more detail on certain things, but the 5 tips videos allow me to kind of hit a couple of points to kind of help people in a quick fashion. So scrolling through, I think I'm pretty much covered and caught up with everything. This is a video I need to see. I want to take better photos of my books. That's what's up. So again, and what I'll tell you, Matt, is that I'm probably going to do a series of these videos. I'm probably going to do a series of them. This is the first of what will probably be several different things. I completely agree. I think that's part of it. I think that part of it is people have bad cameras, bad lighting. And the other part is they really don't know what photos to take. And to your point, there are probably some people that are hiding some things as well. But I want to assume the best, as probably you do. I want to assume the best, and I want to put a resource out there that can actually help people the same way that I've done those videos on how to box comics up and how to ship graded comics and raw comics. This is a continuation in that series of creating content that is designed to actually help people, because sometimes people don't know. They don't know. So we want to help them as best we can. So those videos are all going to be coming out. All right. So with that said, let's give away a comic. And this is the one we're going to give away. It is Batman 357 and 9.2 with white pages. Oh, the other thing is I may have a bonus video or two coming out this week as well. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. But that's what we're going to give away, this Batman 357. Thanks to our friends over at Go Collect again for putting us in a position to be able to give away these really awesome books every single week. And this book for the winner will come out with a copy of Michael Turner's Soul Fire. All right, so let's go ahead and roll some dice and we will figure out how many times we are going to have to randomize this list. And we have rolled 8. 8 is the number for today. So let me go ahead and stop that. And we're going to pull up our list. We're going to look at the list, and then we are going to randomize this thing a total of 8 times. So hopefully everybody was able to see, can see this on screen. These are all of the individuals that were able to successfully find the video this week that had the phrase in it. And I think it was Jerry Conway. Jerry Conway was the phrase that was embedded in one of the videos. And they were able to then find their way to the community tab to plug in 3 pieces of information, including the phrase of Jerry Conway. And so we're going to randomize this list 8 times, and then we're going to give away this book to 1 lucky subscriber. So that is 1. Here is 2. That is 3. Here is 4. Scrolling. Here is 5. Scrolling. That's 6. Here is 7. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway is Biggs. Biggs, you, sir, are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. So make sure you send me an email to Reggie@reggiecollects.com and provide me with your screen name, your government name, your mailing address so that I can get this bundled up and sent out to you. I have a bias for action, Big, so I promise that I will get this thing bundled up just as soon as you provide me with your contact information. Just recognize that there are all kinds of delays out there with the United States Postal Service, etc., etc. So you guys can see the rundown of the folks that are on this list. I will tell you that we have no books on hand right now from the Go Collect giveaway. All books have been claimed, but there is one giveaway that still has not been claimed. So you may want to check out the community tab. You may have to scroll down just a little bit. There is one unclaimed prize. And I need the person to claim the book so that I can get this sent out to you. But Biggs is the winner of this book right here. We'll bundle this thing up and get it sent out to him. And let me show you guys the next book that is going to be given away. This book will be given away next Sunday night. And all you have to do to win this book is to watch the videos that come out from the channel over the course of this week. This book right here is Captain Arrow Comics issue number 24. This book is from 1945. This is a 10-center. And what makes this book really cool is that it's an L.B. Cole cover. L.B. Cole cover right there. I thought that this was a really, really cool comic. And again, this book could be yours simply by watching the videos that come out from the channel over the course of this week. The book spoke to me because of the red and the yellow and then the L.B. Cole down there at the bottom. So if you are into L.B. Cole, into Golden Age books, into war books, this is the book for you. And this book, again, will be made available to 1 lucky subscriber simply by watching the videos that are dropping from the channel over the course of this week. There we go. Yeah, buddy, we are doing it. I like to mix it up. I like to mix it up for you guys so that we aren't always looking at the same type of books every single week, you know? So it's like, I want to mix it up. I want to give you guys something different. Master Blaster, saving my luck for a yellow label. I respect it, brother. I will tell you, there are actually a couple of Golden Age books that I was able to pick up recently. So I have at least, I want to say at least one more Golden Age book that will be given away in the coming weeks, possibly months. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, a couple of cool books, man. So this week it was basically a book from 1983 in the form of Batman 357, the first appearance of Killer Croc and Jason Todd. That's a cool book right there that somebody is getting big specifically. And then we go to the Golden Age, man. We like to mix it up and do some different stuff. So there you go. Let me go back to the chat real quick, see what you guys are talking about. Videos dropping like bomb, brother. That was last week. That was last week with the Disney announcement. I felt like I was just dropping videos like left and right. I was working hard. Let me tell you, I was working hard. All right. So we will go ahead and wrap this thing up, man. I want to definitely thank you guys for hanging out with me a little bit. Definitely a shorter show tonight. I have a couple of things that I need to get to, and also definitely want to continue being respectful of people's time. So I did not cram this show full of stuff. But again, if you guys came in a little bit late, we spent some time talking about Rob Liefeld and also Michael Turner. And I gave you guys a heads up that we're going to be giving away, hopefully, a lot of books over the course of this week during various live streams, and then also to those that take the time to actually comment on the videos. And we're talking about substantive comments that are left on videos over the course of this week. None of that first, second, or hi Reggie, none of that kind of stuff. Substantive comments. So with that said, I want to thank you guys again for taking the time to hang out with me just a little bit. If you guys need me, you know how to get to me on Instagram at Reggie Collects. Be well.